Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. Today I'm working in my Square Dilutions journal and I'm just adding some gesso to the pages. Too much gesso as usual. So once I've done that and it's dry, then I'm going to be doing a page. It's quite a monochromatic page, just using different shades of blue. And I'm going to be creating a kind of ripple effect. Loosely. So I'm starting off with Dina Wakley turquoise in the middle, and then sky, and I'm just going round in a circular shape, roughly, sort of trying to blend the colours as I go. Then I think this one was ocean. And then marine. Just doing a bit of blending with my finger there as well. You can see keeping my brush quite dry because I don't, want the paint at the outside edge of the circle to be quite thin, so it'll blend a bit more easily into the next colour. I'm just using a bit of water there just to thin it out. So then I'm using some Amsterdam acrylic paints. I didn't actually see what that one was. I think it might have actually been peacock. And this one is an Amsterdam acrylic called Greyish Blue. It's almost a lilac-y blue colour. It's very pretty. And then finally, I'm just using one called Sky Blue Light, again an Amsterdam acrylic. So then I've just cut out a rough, sort of elongated circle shape. And I'm just sort of using a blending tool and some white paint and just going round and adding in some almost like ripples. Almost like, if you think about waves, the white foam that you get on the waves, a bit like that. So each time I've done some of the white overlapping, I'm just cutting the circle a little bit smaller. It does go a bit of a funky shape as well, but that's okay. I wasn't bothered about that. And then I'm just using these edge pieces and just sort of working them round the shape that's left. Okay, then I'm using a pit marker pen and I'm just adding some shadows in various places. I'm not really doing them in any set place, just wherever I felt like, really, just to sort of try and give it a little bit more depth. These pit marker pens are lovely because they do smudge really nicely, so you can create some quite soft lines with them. I do like to use them. This is in like quite a pale grey colour. So I'm using this stamp by Scrap FX. It's called Number Stamp and it's a stays on ink in blue. I'm just trying to break up some of the background, put a bit more detail in there. I'm also using this scribbled circle stamp from Scrap FX, but this time I'm using this with a white ink pad. Can't get my words out. Again, just to break up and add a bit more interest to the shapes and colours that we've added. And this is a white ink and I'm just dripping it down the page. Seeing as it's a kind of watery theme, I thought some drips would work quite well. It's a Liquitex white, like a white titanium, a very bright white, it's lovely. I also used a water colour ink and dripped some blue down the page as well. So this is a stamp set by Tim Holtz, and I'm just having a look. It's called Type Lower, and it's by Tim Holtz Ideology. It's a lovely foam stamp set. It's very easy to use. Just one little word of caution that I would say is your fingers can get quite messy using it, and especially if you're using archival ink, you do end up looking like you've had an accident with some black paint. Or you've been colouring your fingers in with Sharpie, I don't know. So maybe just, I think that in the future when I use these, I will use some gloves. So, because obviously you're picking them off and putting them onto your acrylic block, and so if they've got ink on them, you do end up with them, it's all over your hands, unless, of course, you're going to clean them all in between, but I couldn't be bothered, so you can see, look there. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm just adding some words onto my page. Wanted them to be quite dramatic, so this stamp set was perfect. And then I'm using a white gel pen. I'm just adding some scribbly lines onto the circles. Now, here is where it went a bit funny. I thought I would try and create a pebble. So that's when I got this brown packing tape out. I thought, yeah, I can just add some shadows and then pop it on, maybe with some splash marks, like a pebble has been thrown in. It sounds great, doesn't it? However, it started to look more like a potato than a pebble. And then when I stuck it on, I kind of thought, yeah, that'll be all right. And then I looked at it again and decided that actually, no, I didn't really want a potato in the middle of the water, so it was better without it. So there we go. It does look like a potato, I think you'll agree. Not a pebble. So it came off. Which just goes to show, if you act quick enough with something that you've stuck on that you don't like, sometimes you can remove it and it's not too much of a disaster. There, see, gone. So then I added some white splatters using some Posca pen. I just primed it on the glass mat till a bit came out and then used my fan brush to splatter that on the page. So there we go, there's the finished page. I hope you've enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching.